i.e. a knife. And what we've done again, we've taken advantage of the magnetic field, we've energized the needle, and we've aligned all the molecules of the needle, and again, when we take it out, the point will point north. Again, put it on grass or a leaf, float it on water, and it will give us north-south line. And there's one other method we can use. If you've got a magnet with you, just stroke the needle with a magnet, and again, it lines up all the molecules of the metal. They will point north and south, and we can maintain the direction this way.
Okay, do we always travel by day?
In difficult country, like mountainous or woods, yes, because otherwise we're prone to injury. But however, when we go to the desert, we travel at night.
So if we have to travel by night, we have a whole different set of navigation problems. How do we do it?
At night, we've got to use the stars. Now, the stars, they're all in constellations, and they all revolve one star, Polaris. And this is the only star in the sky that's not moving. So, to indicate Polaris, it's not the brightest star. We need these pointers to be able to pick it out. So the first one we're going to is the plough, also known as the Big Dipper or the Panhandle. Now what we do, we go to the 2 pointers and we go 4 times the distance, and you see we come to Polaris. Now the plough is only in the sky at certain times of the year, and the further south we go, we start losing it. So we need to know another constellation. Now, real opposite the plough comes Cassiopeia. And again, if we go to the 2 extreme left stars, and then using the center star of the 2, 4 times that distance, and we come to Polaris again. Now, further south we go again, we start losing Cassiopeia. So now we use Orion. Now, the belt of Orion, the 3 stars, is smack above the equator. So to get north, we just go to the extreme right-hand side of the constellation and draw a line, and as it comes over our head, that's going to point north. So no matter where we find ourselves, we can always get a direction from the stars.
Well, Lofty, we've learned a lot from this outdoor survival program. We know we have to have a plan for survival. P for protection, L for location, A for acquisition, and N for navigation. I wouldn't want to be in a real survival situation without the skills you've taught us today. Do you have any final thoughts for us?
You now have the benefit of my knowledge that has taken me a lifetime of training and experience to acquire. But don't think just watching this video makes you a survivor. What you must do is go out and practice these new learnt skills. Now look at survival training as a pyramid. The base is the will to survive. Remember, this is a basic instinct, it's in everyone, but it's getting weaker and weaker as we get more civilized. So we must start on a firm foundation, otherwise the pyramid would topple. So on the bottom is the will to survive. Now above this we add all the knowledge. Now there's a lot of knowledge in this video, and this is what we must practice. Remember, survival is a practical subject, so we must turn this knowledge into skills. Practice what you're seeing. It's no good just talking about it. We must know how to light a fire, how to procure food, and all the other skills shown. Now to top off the pyramid comes kit. Remember, we must be prepared. So we always carry our survival tin and a knife, and if the conditions dictate, we carry a parang. So we must be prepared. Now with all the kit and the knowledge, we are now ready to tackle anything, and we can now survive anywhere in the world.
Before we leave, could you show us just what sort of equipment you carry for survival?
This is my survival kit, Steve, and remember, it's the peak of the pyramid. Let's remove these compasses. Okay, starting with the button compass, what else have we got in the tin? Heliograph for attracting attention. We can also use the shiny surface of the inside of the lid. The flint and steel for fire lighting, what you've already seen. Brass wire from where we make our snares, and also the pot handle, or any time we need a firm fixing. This is the beta light, and again it gives us 10 years of continuous light. We can read our maps with it, we can make notes at night using this. The scalpel blade, it's very sharp, and you saw this being used to make jerky from the duck. Now the cotton wool is ideal for lighting fire, but also it stops all the contents of the tin from rattling, so it keeps it nice and snug and secure. Now with the medication, I'll come back to this, But basically, potassium permanganate. I'll show you what sort of solutions we can make from it. Now, with medications, it's very important to have as much medical knowledge prior to any journey as possible. So the more knowledge you got will dictate what sort of pills you're going to carry. But think through what ailments are you likely to get in a survival situation, and probably one of pain, so we need an analgesic, maybe an antihistamine if we get stung. Also, if we're in a malaria area, we're going to need anti-malaria tablets. Okay, this is the wire saw. Again, it's a flexible saw. It will cut wood, bone and metal. A small piece of candle. This is ideal for lighting fire under difficult conditions. The medical swab, again for cleaning up a wound prior to binding. Fishing kit, and remember, a small hook catches large fish and small fish, whereas a large hook will only catch large fish. Puri tabs, this is good when it's not convenient to boil our water. This is the second method. Remember, we filter our water first and then we add the Puri tab. This is a condom, and again, this will carry 2 pints of water. Remember, we only use this as a membrane. We must wrap it inside something more solid, like a jacket, and then we can carry it safely. And finally, plasters. These are for minor abrasions or blisters. Okay, cover the wound with the plaster, and it's going to be more comfortable. Okay, now with the potassium permanganate, what we're looking to do is, you've seen it lighting fire, but now we mix it to this solution, and you see it's light red. This is good for sterilizing water. We make it till it's a darker red coming up for crimson, and again we use this for an antiseptic. And finally, this is a dark purple, and we use it as an antifungicidal when we get splits between our toes, athlete's foot. This is what we treat it with. So potassium permanganate is a real versatile chemical to carry, and it's got all them uses. Now you got the knowledge and you know what kit to take, leave the comfort of your house, get up in the hills, go to the woods, and put all this into practice. Remember, survival is a practical skill.